let us discuss about Raas. Raas भनेको Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosteron system. Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosteron system, or in short, it is known as Raas, come into operation when there is a drop of blood, or when there is less pressure of blood, or blood pressure is less, then this system will come into operation. And what is the reason for drop down in blood or less blood pressure? Maybe any reason. Generally, two reasons: due to hemorrhage or due to bleeding, blood profusion. If very large amount of blood is lost during any accident, then there will be less blood pressure. Or in another condition, when there is less amount of sodium in the blood, then blood pressure will drop down. And when the blood pressure will drop down, in that very condition, kidney secrete renin. Renin enzyme is secreted by kidney. And which part of the kidney secrete renin? For detail, we can see another structure. This is nephron. We have already drawn nephron. And this is afferent arteriole, and this is efferent arteriole. So when blood passing through afferent arteriole and filter from glomerulus and pass out through efferent arteriole, come out. When the blood pressure is less in afferent arteriole, then the less blood pressure is detected by mesangial cells. This is called mesangial cells or Lasis cells, or we can say Pulkyson cells. Pulkyson cells. So there are three names: Lasis, mesangial, or Pulkyson cells. So these Pulkyson cells measure the blood pressure. So this is measuring device. Attached to afferent arteriole. And when there is less pressure in the blood, then it will secrete, this Lasis cells or Pulkyson cells secrete renin, and this will pour into the blood. Your blood ma janja. When this will secrete, which cell secrete? Lasis cells or mesangial cells or Pulkyson cells, which is attached to afferent arteriole, secrete renin enzyme, and that enter into blood. Another way, when when the filtrate, due to less blood pressure, the filtration rate is also less, and when the filtrate is moving through this renal tubule, then the moving of filtration rate through the nephron will also less. In that very condition, here much more amount of sodium is absorbed. About 65% sodium is absorbed. About 65% sodium ion is reabsorbed. And here only about 15% sodium ion is remain here. So 15% of sodium ion. Then these cells are macula densa. Present at the distal convoluted tubule. This part is distal convoluted tubule. Present at distal convoluted tubule. This macula densa is also blood measuring device. Blood pressure measuring device. यसले पनि के गर्छ? मेजर गर्छ भने यहाँनिर लेस कन्सन्ट्रेसन के छ? सोडियम. अनि त्यो बेलामा यसले के गर्छ? यो मैक्युला डेन्साले रिक्वेस्ट गर्छ, मैक्युला डेन्सा रिक्वेस्ट मेसान्जियल सेल्स or Lasis cells to secrete renin, and that renin will be dropped into this afferent arteriole. In this way, there are the two ways by which renin is secreted by Lasis and put into afferent arteriole. There is another way also. There is another way also, that is in carotid sinus. We know carotid sinus. This carotid sinus present in artery of heart. हार्टबाट आर्टेरी निस्कन्छ, मेन एओर्टा निस्कन्छ, त्यो मेन एओर्टामा के हुन्छ क्यारोटिड साइनस. अनि यो क्यारोटिड साइनसले के गर्छ, सेन्ड मेसेज टु ब्रेन. ब्रेनलाई यसले मेसेज दिन्छ, that is the blood pressure is less. Means your carotid sinus is also measure the blood pressure or detect the blood pressure. So it sends signals to the brain, and brain sends signal to this Lassie cell, and Lassie cell again secrete renin enzyme. Lassie cell again secrete renin enzyme, and that will be secreted, that will be poured into afferent arteriole. In this way, this renin enzyme is secreted in 3 different ways. Now we come to move forward. We know liver or hepatocyte cells here. This liver secrete angiotensinogen. Liver secrete angiotensinogen. This angiotensinogen contains 453 amino acids. This is protein secreted by liver, and that protein is known as angiotensinogen, and it contains 453 amino acids, and it is mixed into the blood. And when it is mixed into the blood, it is converted into angiotensin first. It is converted into angiotensin first by renin enzyme. So renin enzyme convert angiotensinogen into angiotensin first compound, and this is deca amino acids. This is the deca compound, or we can say this angiotensin consists 10 amino acids. Now this angiotensin first move or flow through the lungs. When it is flowing through the lungs, then it will be converted into angiotensin second. It will be converted into angiotensin second by the action of angiotensin converting enzyme, or we can say ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme, produced by lungs, produced by endothelium of lungs. And these angiotensinogen enzyme convert angiotensin first into angiotensin second. Now this angiotensin second acts on hypothalamus of brain, and hypothalamus of brain secrete ADH, antidiuretic hormone, and this antidiuretic hormone increase the permeability of DCT and CD, collecting duct and DCT, and it will be more permeable to water. So from here DCT and from collecting duct, water will escape into peritubular capillaries. मा यो वाटर के गर्छ, इन्टर गर्छ. जब यो पेरिट्युबुलर कैपिलरीज मा वाटर इन्टर गर्छ, and what will happen, the blood volume will increase and blood pressure will increase. So it will elevate the blood pressure, means it will raise up the blood pressure. So this is first one. Now we can say another mechanism, angiotensin act on adrenal gland. Adrenal gland has a receptor which can receive the angiotensin second, and angiotensin second act on receptor of adrenal gland, and adrenal gland secrete hormones, aldosterone hormone, and that aldosterone hormone ले के गर्छ, यसले किडनीबाट अथवा हामी के भन्ने नेफ्रोनबाट, यहाँ यो नेफ्रोनबाट के गर्न सक्छ भने यो नेफ्रोनबाट सोडियम बाहिर निकाल्छ। यो नेफ्रोनको पीसीटी र डीसीटी बाट के गर्छ, सोडियम बाहिर निकाल्छ र यस भित्र के गर्छ, सेक्रेट के गर्छ, यस भित्र आउँछ के रे पोटासियम आयन भित्र आउँछ। पोटासियम आयन इज सेक्रेटेड फ्रम पेरिट्युबुलर कैपिलरीज एंड इंटर इन्टु नेफ्रोन। सो यहाँ जब ब्लड नेफ्रोन को पीसीटी बाट, यो पीसीटी बाट र कलेक्टिङ डक्ट बाट के गर्छ, सोडियम बाहिर निस्कन्छ। त्यो कहाँ जान्छ, पेरिट्युबुलर कैपिलरीज मा जान्छ र पेरिट्युबुलर कैपिलरीज मा गयो भने ब्लड प्रेशर के गर्छ, इन्क्रिज गर्छ, नंबर 1। एन्ड जब यो डीसीटी बाट, यो डीसीटी र यो कलेक्टिङ डक्ट बाट, यो डीसीटी र कलेक्टिङ डक्ट बाट when this sodiयम ion is absorbing, along with sodium ion, water is also reabsorbed. Water is also reabsorbed from here. So what will happen when sodium and water will reabsorb, that enter into peritubular capillaries, then what will happen, volume of blood will increase and blood pressure will also increase. In this way, aldosterone also play role to elevate the blood pressure, And another mechanism is also working in cardiovascular system. Let us discuss the effect, another effect of angiotensin second on cardiovascular system. This cardiovascular system मा के गर्छ, एन्जियोटेन्सिन को इफेक्ट हेर्ने। यो एन्जियोटेन्सिन ले टेन्सिन सेकेन्ड ले कार्डियोभास्कुलर सिस्टम मा के गर्छ, इफेक्ट देखाउँछ, जसको कारणले गर्दा के गर्छ, ब्लड भेसल्सहरु कन्स्ट्रिक्ट हुन थाल्छ भन्दाखेरि यसले भाजो कन्स्ट्रिक्टर को काम गर्छ। त्यसले एन्जियोटेन्सिनोजेन सेकेन्ड भासो कन्स्ट्रिक्टर को काम गर्छ र भासो कन्स्ट्रिक्टर को काम गर्दाखेरि के हुन्छ, यहाँ ब्लड प्रेशर बढाउँछ भन्दाखेरि यहाँ जुन यो भेन हो, अब यो यो भेन हो र यो के हो, आर्टेरी हो। अब भेन र आर्टेरी के गर्छ, यो क्यापिलरी सँग कनेक्टेड हुन्छ, यो के हो, क्यापिलरी हो, यो रे क्यापिलरी। ल अब यसको बारेमा बुझ्ने, भेन अब यहाँ के गर्छ, यहाँ भेनमा, यहाँ क्यापिलरीज मा पनि रिसेप्टर हुन्छ, के को लागि, रिसेप्टर फर एन्जियोटेन्सिन सेकेन्ड को लागि यहाँनिर रिसेप्टर हुन्छ है। अब जस्ट लिसन एन्ड अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड द मेकानिजम। रिसेप्टर प्रेजेन्ट अन दिस capillary, that is renal, that is vein capillaries, which is related to vein. Angiotensin act over here, and what will happen, these capillaries will constrict. When the capillaries will constrict, then what will happen, blood will be forces here, more force of the blood. So here will be less blood and here will be more blood. Then what will happen, here the blood volume and blood pressure is raised here. Here blood pressure BP is raised in vein. And in artery also what will happen, here the receptor for angiotensin is also present here. So what will happen, when it act over here, then this capillary is also constricted. When this capillary will be constricted, then what will happen, from this aorta or from this artery, the blood flow will be less here. And here in this artery what will happen, blood pressure will increase. So here blood pressure यहाँ पनि increase गराउँछ र यहाँ पनि के गर्छ, increase गर्छ. In this way Raas system or angiotensin aldosterone system work and maintain constant blood pressure and blood volume in human body. So this is all about renin angiotensin aldosterone system. We will discuss another topic in next class.